Strava needs no introduction, but I will give it one anyway. Part activity tracker, part social media network, part route planner, part archive of billions of bike rides, and my own personal favourite bit, times up climbs. You will, I'm sure, be familiar with the fact that both the website and the app are free, but there is additional functionality available if you pay a small subscription and become a member of strava.summit. Now, you might be wondering what that functionality is, given that the free version already has a ton of features. So Strava have asked us to help explain, and in this video we're going to go through the most popular ones. The most popular feature among Summit members is to do with leaderboards. Now, it's no surprise really, is it? Sitting on the sofa with a cup of tea and checking Strava is right up there as one of the top post-ride activities. And leaderboards are certainly one of the things that keep me hooked. But there are times, perhaps on really popular segments, where you actually want to know how you're faring in relation to riders that are similar to you, perhaps in age or in weight. And so with Strava Summit, you can do exactly that with filtered leaderboards. So for example, you might remember a video not too long ago where I tried in vain to reclaim a KOM by basically throwing money at the problem and building the fastest bike I could. Now, in that instance, if I go on to filtered leaderboards, I actually get the crown. Yes! Despite their popularity, for me, filtered leaderboards are not the most useful of the post-ride features. Instead, I think it's Strava Summit's ability to help you analyse your rides from a training perspective. Now, a lot of us, I guess, wear heart rate monitors, certainly with the rise of the wearable that you can sync to a head unit or the companion app. And if you do record your heart rate, then Strava Summit allows you to see post-ride just how long you've been spending in different heart rate zones. Now, armed with the knowledge that variety is the key to training, you can see at a glance whether or not you're ticking the relevant boxes for you and your training, or whether you're stuck doing junk miles. So are you going hard enough and easy enough, or are you just somewhere in a rut in the middle? If you have a power meter as well, then Strava will also give you a similar breakdown, but displaying watts as opposed to beats per minute. Now, from your heart rate, Strava can then also generate a figure called relative effort. And this is basically a measure of how hard your workout or your ride has been. If you're familiar with the old Strava suffer score, then it's basically an evolution of that. And it's a measure of the amount of cardiovascular work that has gone into a given activity. It's transferable across disciplines, and the relative aspect also refers to the fact that it's unique to you. So it doesn't take into account how fast you went, just how hard you've worked. What it means is that you can quantify how much a workout has taken out of you. And having calibrated it across thousands of different activities, Strava say they've been able to tweak their algorithm so that it actually is appropriate for both short, intense efforts as well as longer, steadier efforts as well. And as well as being able to see it for an individual ride, you can also see it plotted over the preceding weeks and months, and how a given week actually stacks up in terms of the effort that it's taken out of you. Next up, live segments. Now this is really cool. It works on the phone app, although I know some of you do ride with your phone attached to your handlebars. Of interest to most of us, I suspect, is the way it integrates with major GPS head units. Basically, what you do is you have to start a segment. When you do so, details of it automatically upload to your device, which means that as you approach it in real life, your screen will change, and instead of your normal data, it will display the segment. It will display your current time on it, your predicted finish time, and also your current time relative to either your personal best, the personal best of someone you follow, or the best time of all time. It's a fantastic pacing tool. It really will help you get the most out of yourself. And also, I find it great for eking out a little extra motivation when the pain is really setting in. The next one is a bit of a tribute to the social nature of the Strava platform. Unless someone's got their privacy settings locked down, one of the beauties of it is that you can see where they're riding. You can see where millions of people are riding, in fact. Now, in the route planning section, Strava's algorithm automatically takes all of that data into consideration, and it directs you on to the most popular sections of road or path. The theory being popular equals good, I guess. But with strava.summit, you have an additional option, and that is that you can download a GPX file of somebody else's route that you like the look of. Now, it might be a local pro, it might be an influencer, could be a friend or a colleague. In this case, I'm going to take Dr. Oliver Bridgewood, GCN, his post-work spin yesterday. Now, you do need the desktop version open to do this, not on that app, but you'll see when you click on an activity, in the corner of the map screen there's a little GPX download icon. You simply hit that, download the file, then upload it to your chosen device. If you ride by yourself, it has always been essential to let someone know where you're going. And now that technology allows, it's a great idea to actually let them know your live location. This is something that I genuinely do every time I ride these days. There are a few different options for it, but strava.summit has one that is dedicated for cyclists and runners. It's called Beacon. Basically, every time you start to record an activity, either on the app, on a Garmin, or on an Apple Watch, it gives you the opportunity to send a message to up to 3 contacts. Now, they then receive that text, which has a link on it, through to your activity. They can view it even if they don't have a Strava profile of their own. Simple, but there is also additional functionality as well, like telling them your battery life and indeed the last time you had phone signal for if you're really getting out there. The last of our Summit pillars is the fitness and freshness tool. So if you're using that heart rate monitor so that Strava can calculate your relative effort, and ideally if you're using a power meter as well so that it can calculate your training load, it can then plot a graph of your form over time. Now, the fitness element is calculated via Strava's own algorithms that's based on well-established work from the likes of Eric Bannister and Andy Coggan. Fitness, you can see, remains relatively constant over time. Now, the freshness curve, meanwhile, while similar, is of course modeling your fatigue, and that is more responsive. You can see after just a few hard days, it will move significantly, but then equally, it will also come back down very quickly after you begin to ease off. And it's a pretty good way of seeing just how tired you might actually be following the training that you've done. When you combine the two, then you get that squiggly line on top, which is your form. There is, of course, no point being screaming fit if you're absolutely knackered. And so your form then shows you when you've got the balance right, perhaps in the lead up to an event. Because if you get too fresh, then you will begin to lose fitness. And so this is designed, I guess, to take the guesswork out of peaking for an event or a goal, as well as being useful for people like me who tend to do very similar riding all the time. It'll give you an indication of whether or not you should be changing things up. So those are your key Summit features. There are plenty more, like personalized heat maps, which are pretty cool, giving you a record of where you've been and how often on Strava, plus training plans and indeed your power curve as well. If you would like to go and check it out for yourself, then Strava very kindly offering a free 30-day trial to anyone who heads there after this video. The link to do that is in the description just down below. Now, in the meantime, if you would like to see me turn myself inside out to try and reclaim a KOM, then you can get through to that video just down there. Otherwise, give this one a big thumbs up.